Hey guys, so if you've seen the last video and came from there to here, you know exactly what this video is going to be about. If you haven't seen my last video, then after this one's done or right now, go ahead and go watch it. And make sure to explore the channel once you're finished with the videos. But anyways, let's get right into the video. So if you didn't come from the last video, this video is going to be about my Midas theories. And what I think is going on with the Season 3 event, the live event, the possible floods, and all that. So, basically, my main theory is that Epic is not pushing the seasons back. And I know that kind of sounds confusing at first, because, it's their game. They do everything that happens with the game is really theirs to decide, But I'm going to say it, in a different way. Basically, we know that when we're in the lobby, and we're loading up into a match, like the lobby where we ready up, we are most likely in Midas's office because that's where all the other people are. That's where Midas, Sky, Meowscles, all of them are there, right? So, could that mean that it is Midas's office? And if it is Midas's office, then since he's in charge of the Doomsday device, most likely he's the one who put the timer there, right? But really, the reason I thought of this theory, though, is that it doesn't seem like something Epic Games would do, to just push back the season as much as they have. They pushed it back already over a month, and then after they've already pushed it back over a month, they're continuously pushing it back, no overtime challenges or anything. And that just doesn't seem like something Epic would do, they've always... they've always, given us overtime challenges when they push back a season and stuff like that. And, it could just be the fact that, with everything going on, they don't have, enough extra hands to do that. But, yeah. So, but this whole season, he's been made out as the villain of the season, which he is. He's trying to destroy the whole map, or at least as far as we know he is. So, he's not necessarily the good guy, but still. The next part of my theory that I'm trying to explain is if it really isn't Epic's timer but Midas's timer, then that could mean that Midas is the person pushing back the season, not Epic, right? Because he controls the Doomsday device and the timer. So, if he's the one holding it back, then isn't it possible that it's because he feels sentimental about some things? Because my proof for the fact that he's not all bad is that in the yacht, there's a statue of a girl. We don't know who she is in relation to him or not, but we do know that he's keeping her statue. So maybe he's just keeping it because it's his enemy and he wants her to be locked up. We don't know. But a lot of people have been thinking that it's someone who means something to him, therefore he's keeping the statue so that he can find a way to reverse the spell. If this is true, then he obviously has some type of feelings for this person, right? Which means that he's not this heartless guy. And in the lobby, he has a picture of the engineer. Now, he could just have the picture because, that's his employee who's making his fancy Doomsday device, But what if it's because he has some type of feelings for her? And, a lot of people have been thinking that the girl in the statue is his daughter. And if, let's say she is his daughter, right? Then that would mean he has a wife or something, which could be the engineer. We don't really know much about Midas. He still kind of kept himself, he's kept pretty secretive the whole season. But obviously there's something going on and he has some type of relations with the people and the person in the statue and the engineer, the woman in the picture. So we don't know how just quite yet, but if this is true, then he could honestly just really not be as bad as everyone's making him out to be. But we'll have to wait till everything is out to figure out if my theory might be right. But this leads me to my second theory on Midas and Oro. So people have been talking about how Midas and Oro might be the same person based on the fact that they found a scar on Oro's eye that is similar to the scar that Midas has on his eye. But we don't know yet, and honestly, no one really knows. The only clue we really have to this is that they both have the same scar. We figured out as like a community Fortnite that Midas most likely got his powers from Oro. And if this happened, then that might throw off my theory, but not necessarily. So listen in and tell me what you guys think about this theory. This theory's, I feel like I have a lot more evidence to support this theory than my other one. But, I mean, honestly, these are just things that I've thought about while playing Fortnite, really, that I think would make sense based on, how this season is just going, like, not as, like, fluently as they usually are, like, usually if it does get pushed back, we get overtime challenges, like, the next day, like, it's usually, they've got everything really planned out and everything just happens in close succession, and it's not really gone like that this season. So these are just the theories I put together. But my Oro theory is that Oro is Midas, but like from the future. And basically the way this theory goes is Midas is still a human being. He's alive, he has flesh and organs and blood in his veins. Oro is just a skeleton. I mean, obviously he's still alive because he's got a staff, he uses his powers still and all that. But, like, they're supposedly two different people, right? Or supposedly the same person based on what you think from the different Fortnite theories. And if you really look into it, it wouldn't really make sense that there's a skeleton of Midas and living version of Midas at the same time, right? But that is kind of some more of the evidence that I have for this theory. But basically the theory, now I'll finally get into it, is that Midas is Oro, but as I was saying, Midas is like a human being and Oro is a skeleton. Basically, if Midas is living, he can't use his powers to the full extent because it would kill him, right? But Oro is Midas from the future who has figured out how to be dead but still like living. Because, I mean, he's a skeleton. He doesn't have a body or anything, but he's still alive. He's still living. Like he still has his powers. He can still move and think and work on his own, do whatever he needs to do, So, obviously, I mean, he's kind of living, even though he's just a skeleton. So, basically, what goes with this theory is that if Midas or Oro is Midas, but from the future, right? And he has his staff. He can use his staff to like kind of fine-tune his powers, make a more, like, let's say he's trying to blast somebody with the gold touch from a distance. He could make it more precise but more powerful using the staff as like his sorcerer's wand or his wizard's wand or whatever, So if this staff can access Midas's full powers from the future, because it can protect Midas from the power of a spell that would kill him by forcing the power through the staff instead of having it go through Midas and killing him. So he took the staff so that therefore he could power the Doomsday device with more power than he would be able to give to the device without the staff. So anyways, guys, that's the end of the video. That's all I have for my Midas theories. and I'll see you guys in the next video.